review of the Hours Portable Foldable Handheld Turbo Fan with Ice Cooler. We're going to open it up, show you what it looks like, test it out, and of course let you know whether or not it's worth buying.
All right, so as we get this out of its box, comes with a couple different pieces and parts and stuff like that. So it does look like there's another little manual there. So we have a very tiny little manual kind of walking you through this. Pretty standard here, the ability to kind of lay it flat. It's about a 90, 45, I don't know. I'm not good with the angles. Anyway, this is a connector to hook it onto your neck. You would literally just slide this through here and then connect it, run it through, so then it this will unclip this piece, so you could just literally do that. So if you wanted to wear it on your neck, you have a USB-A to USB-C charging cable. Charging point is right here. I do have just an extra cord here. So it comes at 69% charged. It can work while plugged in. That's an important feature because sometimes you'll just want to be able to let's try and figure out the it's an on. Pretty sure this is your cold button, your freeze button. I always try and do this without reading instructions because I'm just that kind of person, but I'm going to go ahead and read the instructions because I'm pretty sure there's multiple levels here. One thing that you do note is it only goes to this point, and of course the charging port is there. So would have been maybe more convenient to have a charging port down here or down here so that it could run this. That way you could get kind of like a power bank or something and keep this thing running. Obviously the battery power is going to be, it's got its own battery power, but it would be nice to be able to kind of run this if this empties out on that. But in the meantime, while I'm reading, I'm going to get this charged up and we'll come back. All right, so a couple things I just want to cover. First of all, to turn it on, you press that one thing, and then to advance it, you're just going to hold this down and it goes all the way up to 199. To lower it, we're down on that. Now, once we find a position, and I'm going to crank it to 199, and I'm going to hit the start button just so we have it, and then I'm going to hit this button on the left, and now you'll see that green light, and what that's going to do is it's going to make this little chill plate get cold, and it's already cold. It also already feels like it's been in the refrigerator compared to everything else. It gets down to 60 degrees. The point here being, I'm going to run this clock just to give you an idea. I'm going to leave it at 199, which is going to be its max setting. I'm going to run it for a little bit and come back, and we'll kind of see exactly how much battery is left. It doesn't tell me the battery, which unless I plug it in, and even then I'm not even sure. Yeah, so it cranks it back down. It kind of turns it off and shows me, but it takes it down to 1%. So that's something I've got to work on. And let me just see something real quick, actually. So one of the value pieces is that it can run while charging, but it doesn't allow you to crank it up or make any adjustments while charging. So I know earlier I kind of talked about that being a great thing. It's kind of good because you get some fan, but not the high crank fan. Anyway, we'll come back and see where this was after a period of time, and we'll take it from there. All right, so we are approaching the 30-minute mark. This is still extremely cold, and the idea is that you just press it to your body, so your forehead or whatever, your neck, and it'll help chill you out. So we're at 30 minutes, so we're going to go ahead and turn this off. Again, the one thing I would love to see is a way to kind of just see percentage here, and it just doesn't want to do that. So, but we know how to check it is to literally plug it in and we'll see that it's at 53% left after a half hour. So we'll just call it a good hour and maybe 5-10 minutes that you can run on full blast to get a full experience at their 199. So not bad. I'd love a little bit more. More importantly, if they couldn't allow this to run longer, and it does charge fast, that is a positive. I'd love it to be able to kind of run at full power with the backup batteries, power supply connected. I'd also love to just know where I am so I can, decide whether or not I want to crank it down from 199 down to 5% or 5 or whatever, depending on battery life capability. So, still great, very convenient, very, portable. Again, I would have loved to have had this just down here a little bit more, would have really made a nice adjustment. That way, as I'm recharging, I could literally just still have the thing on at 1 and just get a little bit of a breeze. That would have been a really nice upgrade. And then, of course, I'd love to see actual percentage when it's not plugged in. That would be very helpful. So that said, overall, definitely worth buying. Hopefully this review has helped you, and thanks for watching.
Personal fan. I've never owned one of these, so when I had the opportunity, somebody said they would give this to me, I jumped on it, and I'm glad I did. I live in the Midwest and it gets extremely hot here in the summer, and it would be so nice to have one of these. These are also would be great to travel, put next to your bed. If you like to sleep with a fan, you could put this in a nursery. This is really, really multifunctional, and there's a couple reasons why. So I'll just start with the mechanics of it. It comes with a lanyard. It comes with a charger, so you can charge this, and it's supposed to last 20 hours. I have not tested that yet, but I believe it probably does. When it's fully charged, you're going to get 20 hours of use out of this. Then it has a couple, well, before I show you the buttons, look at this. Okay, you can just set this next to the bed. Set it somewhere, wherever you want. It's because it's going to go like that. Set it on your desk. And then you can also use it like this. And you have the lanyard you can hang around your neck. Let's talk about the buttons. You just pop it on and you're at a 1, okay? So to get the speed up, it goes up to 199. So you just hold it and look at how fast it's going. And that, I'm telling you, this thing packs some punch here. And then if you want it even colder, you just press that button and you see the green light, and it's going to cool down. This thing is amazing. If you're sitting at a basketball, or not a basketball, that's inside. Let's say you're going to a baseball game or a tennis match or something. I'm going to turn it off. You just hold it. No, you just punch it to turn it off. Excuse me. Just to say you're going to some summer activity and you're sitting outside, I don't know, a swim meet, and it's, 100 degrees. Take this fan, put it on that cooling, and you're going to cool right off. Put it on your baby. You're going to cool that baby right off. This thing is really, really cool. And the other great thing about it is it comes in multiple colors.